Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Mythos Season 1 live streamed matches. Tonight, we've got a Mortals matchup here. We have Aphrodite's Enchantment playing against Osiris's Judgment. I'm going to be your showcaster for tonight, Caustic, and joining me, I have Akuma.
Hello, everybody. I know I came back to casting. I'm everywhere.
You've returned. So
I have
we
returned.
are going to be first map. Since it is week 2, we're going to be starting off on Oasis this time, as opposed to Lijiang.
I will say Oasis is a definitely harder map to play on than Lijiang. So I am excited to see how people are going to play and what comps we're going to be seeing played tonight.
It can be more difficult, but also at the same time, it offers a bit more flexibility in certain areas. So
hmm
it's gonna be exciting to see. I'm very intrigued and curious on what type of compositions we're going to see these teams kind of roll out with right off the bat. I mean, we had a recent patch where Zen has kind of seen a lot of play in competitive, not necessarily the scrim side of teams so far. But with Zen getting that recent buff, it's going to be interesting to see if any of the teams decide to roll out on the Zen in one of these matches.
Right. And now just coming off to what I see, it looks like we're going to be running some action, which I like to see. Really, you don't see Winston played a lot anymore. Especially in these other ranks. So I'm definitely excited to see how this Winston comp's going to work, especially with the
I'm
Sombra.
interested in it as well. I mean, we do see the double Winston. A little bit different though, because you have that Sombra and you have the Tracer as well. So
I do think the Junkrat and the Sojourn will make up for that though. That is a really you cannot get close or you're gonna get big pick already.
you're gonna have an early pick here. Immortality Field is gonna get thrown. It is gonna get popped. It's not gonna be able to keep anybody alive just yet. Enemy trying to get some progress on the point, but not gonna be able to. They're gonna get meleeed by the Sombra of Oncrush, and early point progress is going to start here.
Yeah, they just folded right there, and just a big stagger. It's just a big stagger immediately. This team needs to call for a hard reset here. Yeah, because they're just down there, Junkrat. They're just feeding them pick damage.
And Oncrush is still just
Oh,
trying to look for potential pick opportunities, but Genji's Bay and DYS are gonna get 2 picks early on. You have
oh
Envy trying to
my.
take down the Sombra, but the Sombra's gonna be able to live. And with that, they're just holding them in their spawn doors at this point.
Yeah, Joker got a big pick there on the Winston, so this team can come back faster and hopefully take control of this point. Set up here on this height, and just maybe make something happen here.
Yeah, Enemy here is gonna have to look for a target to jump onto. They're gonna opt instead to go over to the point. But in the meantime, you're gonna see Aurelia finding a pick onto the backline that Beast. And early on, another fight on the point, just trying to get it in their way, but they're not gonna be able to. Enemy's gonna get taken down by Lucio, going for that finishing blow, almost a bit of a stagger pick. And Aphrodite has been holding on to this point exceptionally well so far.
Yeah, Aphrodite seems like they want it. They're just running this comp. They have the ults, but they see we get off the Winston here and we're playing Ramantra. So
The Ramattra might help, honestly. I feel like the Winston didn't really have a full dive target earlier, and they're going to switch over to the Reaper too, so maybe they're kind of playing something more where they're going to try and say, all right, well, if you're going to be in our face, we're just going to try and capitalize on it. But as you see, Genji's going to try and dive onto a target here early on. But DYS is going to find a pulse bomb kill, and another one after that as well. DYS trying to take down this Lucio, who's trying their best to at least touch to keep the point alive, but Genji's Bay is going to be able to jump in and get the pick with them as well.
wow.
That's gonna be the first point already on the side of Aphrodite for this map.
What a one-way fight there, man. They didn't need to pop any ults there. The only I think ult that they popped to is Wu Yang ult,
And the
and at
pulse.
that time and the pulse. But I don't count Tracer's ult. It's just
Yeah, Tracer's ult's really just an ability. Let's be real.
it's really what it is.
It's not an ult,
Like,
it's an ability.
but we see we're going on to the ball here, which
Wrecking
ball
ball,
is
okay.
ball is good here. It seems like we're gonna be still playing that Junkrat. It seemed like we went over to that Reaper, but it just seems like Aphrodite is gonna stay the same.
It is fun to see that a lot of the teams here play a lot of the ball compositions. I mean, me coming from Nebula, you don't see the ball much in these lower divisions. But
Divisions,
you
no.
seem to see it a lot more here as right off the bat, Anchorage looking for their first target. They're going to hack them and they're going to take down Sand Muncher. So Osiris already down their Kiriko. Genji's Bay trying to dive and jump onto this Genji. They're going to be able to get the bubble and they're going to be able to take down the target as well with the help of the Lucio. Ankrush takes down Enemy. DYS finds a melee onto Game Cultist. Lucio trying their best to stay alive. They are going to be able to get back to the spawn doors and healed up. And right off the bat, once more, Aphrodite taking this early aggression and have a lot of space that they can hold and contain as Ankrush is going to find another pick.
This Ankrush is being a demon on Sombra right now. They're just controlling this back. Them and DYS are just like holding them at their spawn. They need to deal with this Sombra and to be able to get anything.
Ankrush is honestly doing what you want from a Sombra, and that's just being oppressive.
Yeah.
Even if they're not getting the picks, they're being an annoyance. They're being in your backline. They're causing people to turn and worry about them. That's really all that you want from them at a minimum. The picks are nice to have as well. But now, we're so worried there's going to be the EMP. It's going to get at least 3.
EMP.
And they're all just going to capitalize on it, charging in. The Lucio is going to die. The only person left alive is the Wrecking Ball. You are going to see the Pulse get thrown. It's not going to find a pick, though. The Wrecking Ball is going to be able to get back to their spawn doors. But already for Osiris, they're having a bit of a tough time dealing with this Sombra. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Sombra ban for this next map. Because they're going to have to find
Sombra or Tracer. I wouldn't be surprised if either or gets banned here. They need to be playing a more
pick.
Oh my.
Maybe that could go their way, but Sand Muncher is going to get taken down by the Sombra again. They're going to find the Junkrat as well.
Yeah, this ball is getting stuck on every, like, the terrain. They need to be playing a more sustained comp, you know, to deal with this Sombra. Ball's just not gonna cut it.
Oh, they're just stalking their prey.
Yeah.
They're just stalking their prey.
And
you see the Wu Yang ult get popped. You are gonna see the Soj get picked off as well, but Enemy on the ball is gonna at least be able to force OT. You're gonna see the mines get popped. Sombra here very close to their EMP, but I don't think they're even gonna need to get it. That's gonna do it for the first map.
I think that was the first time Osiris has had an ult, you know, and popped it. Aphrodite is just putting so much pressure on them in the back. Ankrush, yeah, it's just being absolute demon on Sombra in these back lines.
Yeah. And it's the EMP. It gets 4.
It's such a huge,
crazy EMP situation. Really good play by them, and I mean, really good plays in general. But now is going to come the question for Osiris. First off, do you feel that the Sombra was your biggest oppressor? And second off,
yeah,
do you feel that you want to immediately go for banning them as a first pick, or do you look at a different hero and maybe save that Sombra hero ban for later?
I mean, I'd save it probably for later if you want to, you know, it just depends on what what Osiris wants to do here. What kind of comp do they want to play? I would say like the reason Ank was just putting so much pressure is they were hacking and opening the door for DYS and Genji to just be able to dive and pick up that kill. Maybe ban the Sombra, but then you're just gonna have to worry about the Tracer and you're gonna have to worry about the Winston. It's more of a I don't think a ban is going to help stop that. I think they need to sit back and like, hey, this is what we need to do and this is who we need to look at. Really.
Right. I mean, this is definitely the opportunity for the teams, at least with the, being able to choose the next map and, you know,
At first
ban
ban.
heroes. It gives you the opportunity at least to discuss and say, okay, what do we feel went right? What do we feel went wrong? What do we want to tackle? What do we want to focus on first for this next map? Do we
Um,
feel that the Winston was part of the issue where the Winston was just able to dive in and then, you know, give them the space early on and then the Sombra was able to lock it down with Tracer? Do we
I
want to
really hope
worry about
I
that
don't see a
Winston or
Winston ban. Because I don't think Winston was the big problem. Winston was just doing what is intended to. That
right?
Sombra opened the window for that Winston to
Hmm.
be able to do what Winston can do. That's
Right,
what they need to think about. What is giving Winston and Tracer the ability to enable on our backline?
right.
But
Or,
what
or
map?
what map is also a very big question because I mean we talk about bans and everything like that, but sometimes just a different map, a playstyle adjustment type of map where maybe the style of gameplay that you saw off of them right off the bat is not really um that strong on a different type of map. Maybe that's the answer instead. Maybe you go to a different map where the Winston dive is not going to have as much of a benefit and you do that so that you don't have to worry about bans and everything like that right off the bat. You save some of the bans for later on. I mean, all we really can do is theory craft, you know? We, we're not sitting in the team's VCs. We can't say, oh, yeah, they're thinking of this, they're thinking of that. All we can do
Right.
is speculate.
I mean, honestly, I think their best chance here is probably go to a poke map. Poke it out.
Yeah.
Try and weaken the dive as much as possible. If you go
Hmm.
to a poke map and you win that map and you save the summer ban, I think you will be okay on taking it to a more brawlier map and banning that sombra. But I think we could just go here Circuit Royale. We can go to Route 66. I wouldn't say more Route 66 and could dive Winston
Eh,
can really do good
yeah,
on.
Route 66, I feel you shouldn't out of the options, especially because that first point. That first point
Uh,
is going to be the Winston's dream, more or less. I
right.
mean,
Because you
teams
have gas
practice it a lot because
station.
the on a brig kind of
Right.
backline you would see. So if you
You
feel
have
like it's
the
being that oppressive, maybe not Route 66, but I do agree with kind of what you're getting at, where it's go a map where the dive isn't going to be as effective. Maybe you go force them into something more like a poke style. And then if you win that map, okay, well your momentum's kind of it's changed. You've got a momentum switch, a momentum switch right off the bat, and maybe you can use that to your advantage as well because the mental game is also a big factor with this.
Yeah, because again, like the Aphrodite's, they're in the groove right now with dive. You do not want to keep them in that groove, or it's just going to be, what happened last map on Oasis. You want to, like you said, switch up the momentum, force them to play poke, force them to play brawl, but do not force them to play dive
They, they've
because that
shown
is
they've
just,
shown they're comfortable with dive right off the bat. So try
this is
and
scout.
change
See if
it.
they're good at poke. If they're not as
Hmm.
good at poke and you can beat them and win, try and force as many poke maps as you can.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
just unfortunately we really don't have that like many poke maps like in our pool, I guess. At Paraiso, maybe Route 66, not really. You have Circuit Royale. It's really just like it, honestly. Surprising.
yeah, I mean, even with the circuit, I can see teams trying to run out with a dive type of composition, especially on that like first point of circuit. I
Hmm.
mean, circuit. I mean, that's the map that really popularized the Life Weaver pedal strat. So like, I feel like teams might be a little bit more open to running a dive comp, even if it's not the most standard on a map like Circuit, because you know it might be that map that you can theory craft or run a comp that's not the traditional one, just and see if it works.
Blizzard World. And this is
Blizzard
just
World, okay.
sadly, this is just where you don't want to go.
Well, we say that we don't know the bands yet, so maybe they go
Right.
for a band that might benefit them with the Circuit idea, but it does at least kind of remove one of our ideas.
Hey, I have to interject real quick. I'm sorry. Nico doesn't use in-game chat, so I'm just gonna at you with the bands
All right.
because she doesn't use in-game. Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.
You can just type that. Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm having an issue disabling band heroes.
so from what
Okay.
I have been told, the hero band from Aphrodite is going to be Sombra.
Wait. No, that shouldn't be.
Or is that from Osiris?
That
I'm
should
sorry.
be. That's
I
Osiris.
am, yeah. Okay. So Aphrodite, okay. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Mental
Osiris
flub.
should have
That's what it
first.
is.
Yeah, Osiris should have first ban and first map pick.
Yeah.
So I think
Osiris
Osiris
choose
is
Blizzard
banning the
World
Somber.
and
Yeah.
ban the Sombra.
Now
Aphrodite,
you're on Winston map. Unfortunately.
so Osiris choose Blizzard World. They ban the Sombra. Osiris will ban the Baptiste.
I don't think the Bat ban is good. More of a, I think, maybe we should have banned Ana, maybe Brig,
Yeah,
instead of BAP. But I see where they're going.
okay.
Okay, Osiris
Okay.
banned Sombra.
Sorry, Prod was also confused on the bans. I think just everyone is confused on the bans. Perfect. All right, so Osiris bans Sombra, Aphrodite bans BAP.
Oh, it's Rainy
Correct?
Blizzard.
Okay.
I love Rainy Blizzard.
The BAP ban is interesting. I will say
100%.
that. I feel like there were I feel like other heroes might have been more oppressive for the type of comp that they might be
see
running,
where
but I
their
can also
wheels were
see the vision.
turning. Yeah, I see where their vision was, but I feel like there could be definitely a better bands.
Yeah, or not necessarily better bans, but maybe better ban targets. At the same time, as we say this, you have to factor in it can also be a bit of scouting. I mean, it is second week, so maybe it's, we know that an opposing player really likes to play the Baptiste. We'll ban Baptiste, so they can't have that comfort pick.
Right.
But, I mean, once again, it's really just theory crafting.
I don't think I've seen them play BAP last map. I'm definitely curious. I'm definitely curious here how the sim is gonna be playing. So
the Kiri makes sense. The Winston is looking for its prey, stalking its prey in its natural habitat. Its Tracer and Lucio partners, and
slam.
The prey was the Kiriko, and now the fight continues. Aurelia takes down King Joker. The Lucio of Ana Ansu is going to be forced all the way back to their spawn, and the Winston's going to be able to jump out and continue kind of poking and taking some damage while they get their jump back. They don't have bubble just yet. They're not going to get punished too hard for it, though. They're going to be able to jump out and escape. The Wrecking Ball trying to look for a target. They're gonna swing back out. It's going to be interesting for this Wrecking Ball because they have to deal with this Symmetra as well. Even if they try and push in on a certain angle, they have to worry about those turrets.
Yeah, those turrets are gonna eat them alive. But they're just really like trying to take, the brawl here. They need to just either the walk main and get this Symmetra off height. Oh.
Ooh, you're gonna lose your Lucio. That's gonna be a pretty one of the rougher picks that you could have against you. You're gonna lose your Sombra. The Kiriko gets taken down. Your Venture is gonna go next. The Wrecking Ball's just gonna go back to their spawn. You have to regroup after that. Pulse is in hand for the side of Aphrodite, and you're gonna see some comp switches here. You're gonna see the Ramatra. You're gonna see the Junkrat. I understand where they're kind of going so far. Most of these fights have been up close and personal. I don't know how beneficial it's going to be. I do like the idea.
Oh, what a pulse.
Not a direct stick, but is going to get the pick. Genji's Bay is going to find a pick onto Sand Muncher and King Joker. Enemy in the punches form looking for a target. They're going to have to deal with 3, though, as Genji's Bay is going to take them down with the help of the Tracer and the Kiriko. And now Game Cultist here, trying to get themselves in a position where they can potentially make some moves here on the Sojourn, but their team's kind of having a bit of a rough time. They're not able to walk up as far as they want. They don't really have the space that they need. They're being held very strong so far. Aphelion is going to jump into the to a Junkrat trap, but they're going to be able to jump back out afterwards onto the Ramatra. They're going to take down the Lucio. The Ramatra's down too. Game Cultist is taken out as well. It's the Kiri and the Junkrat. Junkrat's down. The Kiri is just going to be the last one to get taken out. I'm a little bit of a stagger pick with the Junkrat and the Kiri. And
they don't have ults. Yeah, I was about to say, they're coming up on Rush and Beat and maybe OC, but
Aphelions early aggressing. They're going to be forced to use the Primal Rage, pushing everyone away. You see the Kitsune Rush get popped as well. So 2 ults right off the bat. Aphelion looking for a target. Tracer is going to be able to find a pick on the King Joker. You see the beat get popped from Lucio as well. The Pulse is going to get popped too. And that's just going to be a wipe, as Game Cult is going to take down the Winston as well. But
and Soldier's just staggering so bad. No. They could potentially win this fight. They're down their Winston. They need to do something. They need to play fast here.
Osiris they're going to try and speed as best as they can, taking the advantage of the...
Unfortunate, the tank and the Junkrat didn't get beat.
The beat was kind of this keep yourself alive beat, but the Lucio's going to get taken down first. The Junkrat gets taken out before they can pop Tire. Enemy is not going to be able to pop their Rampage before they get taken out. Onkers are just setting themselves up
what
for
a full
point
hold.
stall, but that's a full hold for Aphrodite.
You really don't see full holds happen that often. And that's just one of the times that you do see it. This team, they need to figure out what they want to do. They need to figure out their tempo. No, they just seem they're very scatterbrained.
I feel like for Osiris so far, if they don't win that first fight, they're kind of putting themselves in this back corner type of situation where they're not able to get the picks and find the space they need right off of the bat. And then they kind of fall into this pattern where they get picked off early on. I feel like for Osiris, as difficult as it's going to be with Aphrodite's comp that they're currently running, you might have to look at seeing if there's an opportunity for you to have someone flank, open up off angles, open off different sight lines that are unexpected that you can maybe capitalize on. As
I just don't think ball is the answer here, though.
I don't know if the defense ball is going to be the right play, as We do have a disconnect, and I will say, despite the fact that you see Akuma
Why am
joining
I
the game, they
playing?
are not playing.
Why am I playing? I
Akuma,
I
no
think the game's trying to
disrespect to
tell me
your
something.
capabilities, but I do not think that you can cast and play at the same time
I'm
for
way
a
too high of a
team.
rank anyways. I don't
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to be here.
yeah, playing in an elo that you're not supposed to while casting
Oh man, that's something I need to try
midstream. Yeah.
someday. I need to see if I
Oh,
have that multitask ability.
yeah. But yeah, I feel like really the downfall of Osiris so far has been the fact that they're not able to they haven't been able to get the value they want on people going on off angles
Right.
or like opening up different positions or angles or opportunities or different concepts that they can go after. A lot of their fights really seem to be all rush down main,
Mhm.
everyone charge type situation, and I
And
feel like
they never get
it's
that
not working.
opening pick. And when they do, it's too late.
Yeah, they're opening themselves up for a lot of trades, and trades are fine, but the trades need to have the right value. And I feel like they're in the way that they're working so far, in the way that it's been working so far, their trades are coming when their backs are against the wall, where they have no space that they can benefit off of.
Yeah.
So even
And
if you
like you
do get
said,
one,
they're
you
just
have
like
nowhere to
running.
walk.
They're just like trying to push main. That's like what they're
Mhm.
doing. Like if you want to push main so bad, why don't we just play sim? Let's TP behind. Let's force them to come where they need to because they have the waste
I
abilities to get to you.
I do not hate the sim as an idea. I can't say if you have a player that's comfortable in the tracer. The tracer is an option. You have them perma-flank type thing if you feel like that will help out. If you feel like it's a situation where you really want to brawl, run a sim. Run a sim, TP, bring the entire team and just charge at them. Because so far, Aphrodite, the way that they've been playing, it's almost their full goal to flip map.
Right.
You
And
see it
it's
happening
working.
every single time, and it's working.
Like
So
you
if
could
they're
like
gonna
here,
flip the map on them.
right. Like play
Instead of
it
giving them that space, just reverse
right.
guard.
Right. I feel like on an attack, they could have definitely played like Ram, Reaper, Freya, or even the Ram, Reaper, and Sim. Because
Yeah.
that's a lot of like brawl damage, and you're gonna not really want to dive into that.
Yeah, we
I
do see the
wouldn't.
wrecking ball. The wrecking ball's interesting. For
I just
defense, it's not my preference, but
I don't think
I'm
it's
open to
like
it.
the
You are going to see the sim,
yeah.
which is all right. You see, from the side of Aphrodite, they're running a Mercy. You've got the Mercy Sig?
Oh my, and then
Mercy
like
Sig Lifeweaver, and they take down Sand Muncher, who's on the Moira. That, you're going to get the grip there, but
good pick.
Aphelia's going to get taken out early on here. But it's a 4-on-4. You have an Echo, you have a Mercy, you have a Lifeweaver. Your Echo's gonna find a pick on the Lifeweaver, and you're gonna get the res onto Aphelion as well. Enemy here forced to kind of try and stagger and stay alive as long as they
What
can
a
contest.
rock! That was
Sand Muncher's gonna
such
get
a beautiful
pick
rock.
and a great rock from Aphelion as well. Enemy, literally, all
And
they can do at this point is just try and touch as long as they can, but they're gonna whittle down their health more and more, and they're not gonna be able to hold long enough. Aphrodite
it's
will take the map.
it's very unfortunate. That was a very fast map. Sim getting played here.
Sim play, okay. Interesting.
Honestly, I mean, I think Ank is just doing like a lot. I do think Ank is definitely gonna be player of the game. Ank's just like last map, Sombra, now the Sim. It's putting a lot of pressure on this team, and they just don't know what to do with this pressure.
That's true. And I mean, another part of it is the fact of you have Ank on the Sim, the Sombra, everything like that. and the way that they're playing the heroes is really setting up their tracer to be able to play those off angles if they need to. So
Right.
that part will be interesting as well because we've, some of these teams like Osiris might need to start opening up these off angles. So you might see, you know, you might have to have someone play that tracer versus tracer 1v1 type scenario on these off angles to try and open it up. But
I mean, I would even hate like even if they played Winston into right back into them, play dive
yeah,
back into them because that just takes they dive in. Guess what? You dive on them, and that Winston's just gonna have no capability. You're jumping on Sim. Sim can only do so much, but if you have multiple people just diving with you, it should be an easy cleanup. So
true. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the coaches that a lot of these teams have do a really good job at noticing potential flaws and noticing potential things that can be exploited and really ways that you can punish opposing teams. So I'm interested to know, or I'm interested in, I'm curious if there is a conversation being had by the coaches right now who are saying, "Hey, this part, like, this is the weak point. This is their strength. This is what we want to do in return." You know,
right, and enemy, he's a ball one trick, so like it doesn't help.
I wouldn't say a
It,
ball one trick. I've seen Enemy a little bit from Nebula. They play a bit of the Ramatra as well. So the Ramatra isn't a completely far away hero, I guess. I've seen them play
I
it
don't
time to
think I
time.
remember enemy from Nebula, so that's a me thing. That's a my
Enemy
bad.
was Div 5. They did win a tank role star for the season as well.
Who would they play
Um
on?
if I'm not mistaken, they had played on one of the
Was it
um
Bishop Greed?
no, it was one of the
Comet?
might have been what's the
I can't remember.
give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going back in
Mm,
my brain because I know that there was a conversation that was held by one of their
Andromeda.
owner Andromeda. Thank you.
Andromeda.
Thank you. Yeah. They had
Eh,
played for a Andromeda team. Do I remember which? No. But
No.
they did play for an Andromeda team and they did run the um Ramatra at points. Not saying it was necessarily their top
And
picks, but
and they
they
and
were
I
able to
I
use it.
will say Andromeda Comet. They did it was Comet because the other team I
Mhm.
remember their tank. And I think they won grand finals as well. So like
Yeah, there was an Andromeda team that won Div 5 and Div 4.
so I definitely do think, like bring that. Bring that back. Bring that back. Get back into the mindset when you won that grand finals. You won another one. Take it. Bring it like, hey, I've won a grand finals. I know how this is done. Let's do it. I
Yeah,
was in the
like
position as a tank already, like coaching
mhm.
my team and bringing them to the grand finals. So let's get back into that mindset and just like because this it just happened like a month ago. It's not old. You still have that rush coming that you won that grand finals.
Mhm.
So bring that game to this game.
It's not like a super far away thing, but
Mm,
it's a different team and different coaches, different, a bunch of different things. That obviously
right.
plays a factor into it.
A
New
100%.
scenes, new, you've got that new surroundings and everything like that. Maybe a bit of nerves. Who knows?
But
It
you
really
can't
becomes a
be
thing where
nervous.
you can't be nervous, right? But some people do. Some people do just get nervous when,
Right.
you know, to the bright lights and all of that when it's on them they get nervous. And that's human, but
Even like
it,
I
it
do say the pressure of like knowing you're being streamed,
yeah.
knowing you're being casted, so I understand where the pressure is because sometimes I won't lie, I do get a little nervous when I'm being streamed and casted
And at the
because I
same
feel
time,
like I
maybe it's
have
just different team play styles. I mean,
mhm.
One team can prefer that rush. One team can prefer a push in like push and pull. Even though they're
From
all in the same like elo range, it can be very different team comps that you'll end up seeing. So it looks like
it looks like we have a
Aphrodite
ban for Aphrodite,
is
which it's
going
a
to
ban mercy.
yeah, but
I
to be
think
fair, Osiris do get the choice
first
first.
ban.
Yeah. So we at least know what their intentions are.
Right.
Osiris technically can protect that ban of that mercy. I didn't feel the mercy was that oppressive. And especially
I
knowing
didn't
the map that is
even
coming in.
I didn't even see Osiris play mercy.
True.
So that's where I'm confused. It's like, why are we banning mercy?
Unless it's a protect thing where they want to protect a support. I'm not sure.
They
I
might
feel
want
like the
to.
mercy was not too oppressive.
No, they got one res.
I especially with the fact that the map selection so far is Runasabi.
I
Okay, this is interesting
I don't.
now.
Give me a second.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
allowed
give me
in
a
the
second.
rules. Yeah.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Am I allowed to discuss the situation for stream, or do we just
Yeah, go
kind of
ahead.
pretend it's not
Go
happening?
ahead.
Okay.
Go for it. It gives you
So
something to talk about why I do this real quick.
Osiris has decided they want to ban the Ram. Fair enough. Understandable. You're going into Runasapi. Maybe you feel like they're probably going to try and run a Ram. So maybe I'm fine with that. You also kind of protect a little bit. You protect tank bans if you feel like that's the biggest thing. Aphrodite just decides to say no. We're banning nothing. No ban. We're leaving everything else on the table. So your ban is Ramatra. Unless it's in the rules that it's not allowed to not ban a hero for a following map, which if that is the case, it looks like they're just going to ban the Mercy instead. But this is I don't want to say it's a first, but it's a first for me.
A first for me. I've never.
Of all the things I thought I would need an official ruling of, I did not expect to be asking for an official ruling on if you can just say screw it, no bans. Lol.
Well, I see. I see nothing about any like
You see nothing that
bans
says
in.
you can't do it. So
I don't see anything about bans in general in the rulebook,
Ooh,
so I'm just
okay,
guessing
well.
we're gonna ball.
Yeah, well, we ball. Ram is banned. That's it.
And mercy.
And did they actually
Yeah, they
go through
banned
with
the
banning
mercy.
mercy?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I guess for safety's sake, they banned the mercy as well.
I will after this go do a
Yeah,
little
well-
bit more and see.
Well, that's the joys of these type of matches, and this being early on. If there's not a precedent on stuff like hero bans and everything like that, there will be now.
Yeah, there will be now. Well, definitely
Yeah.
something that we can definitely
Would not be surprised if you see some clarification being posted in the rulebook updates chat.
right.
Rulebook changes. But you are going to see the Winston again, which makes
And
sense.
you're gonna
You've
see the
got
ball.
Anchorish on the Sig. Sig. Sombra. Jeez. Those are two very different characters.
Two different characters.
One's a Latina, the other is Sigma.
One's a squishy and one's a tank.
Yeah. But King Joker's on the soldier. I've been seeing a little bit more soldier. I understand it. Life Weaver makes sense with the ball. Oncrush is already looking for their first target. They're going to take down Game Cultist. They're going to take down the...
Oh my.
Oh, jeez. Soldier's already down. You lose the Alari, you lose the
It just
soldier.
happened so
It's just the
fast.
ball and the Life Weaver left, and the Life Weaver's kind of just getting taken out by Aphelion so far. They're really going for this stagger pick. And they're dead. The ball is going to be able to get back to their team and reset. Waiting for the Life Weaver to return back, but that's going to be at least an easy 30 meters, give or take, for Aphelion. Aphelion's team, Aphrodite, right off the bat, and they're not stopping there. Anchor's going onto a target, not able to pick this yet. You do have the Ana Zen, and I mean, I was talking a little bit about the Zen being a little bit more of a maybe eligible pick, as Aphelion's going to find two right off the bat, looking for this Alari to finish them off. They are going to be able to get the Alari as well. The Wrecking Ball is going to be discorded, trying to stay alive. They're not going to try and touch the point and kind of stall. They're just going to try and retreat to the best of their ability. They're going to get hacked, and they're going to get melted with a couple right clicks from the Zen, and they're taken down already from Aurelia. You're going to see the Reaper now from Game Cultist might help them a little bit. The Wu Yang as well. The Wu Yang's kind of in a tough position here, getting chased down by Aphelion. And you're going to see picks from DYS as well. DYS is going to take down the Ana as well. Enemy going for a slam. They're not going to be able to get a pick or really the value they need off of it just yet. DYS will use the deflect. You have the EMP already in hand from Ankrush, and they're really just kind of waiting for an opportunity to pop this EMP, looking for something where they can get a lot of value, a lot of targets. You are going to see enemy very low already. Ankrush kind of setting himself
There's
up
the Nano.
back. You're going to see
There's
the Nano.
You're
You're going to see the Blade, the Transcendence as well. It's Slice and Dice is on one. You're going to get two.
Man.
Enemy, the last person left. They're just running for their life. Ankrush is trying to set themselves
Big
up now to look
stagger.
for an EMP. They're putting themselves right where the other team is gonna open up from their spawn. Game Cultist gets taken down by the push bot. Ankrush is at their spawn doors just looking for targets to hack. Sand Muncher gets taken down. Enemy is the only person left to help the push bot. Aphelion's popping Primal. They're at the spawn doors, pushing people away, pushing bodies out left, right, and center. The Torb turret's going to get thrown down. It's going to get taken out immediately. On Sleep's going to get taken down right after that. And that's going to be the push map done.
And that is going to be
3-0.
the series. That is a 3-0. What a very interesting 3 maps.
Yeah,
If I wasn't, I think this is going to be one of the top Mortal teams. They just seem to be very coordinated with each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Their dive is strong.
To put it bluntly, Osiris was not prepared for the dive, especially a dive of this level.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just plain and simple. This is definitely a map that you probably would expect Osiris to review. Yes, it was not. It wasn't like a back and forth map where it was close and you feel like, oh, I can review this so that I know what small play I need to change so I can win this map instead. It's more going to be something where it's like, okay, what's the big picture? What stopped us so much? You know, what was it that just kept us at our spawn doors at times? You know, what was the biggest problem? And you know, that's kind of what you want to tackle with coaching. You go to coaching, and then the next time you have to play the team, next time you play Aphrodite, you're ready. You know,
Right.
You're more ready than what you were when you came into this.
Right. They just need to just like sit here and like, what can we do? Like, why couldn't we do anything? Why couldn't we walk and just pick one person?
What was
There's just
stopping
some
us, and what can we
right,
do to stop them from stopping us?
100%.
But
But
with that,
do we do MVPs? I don't know.
that is a good question. It's my okay. So we're not doing interviews, but
Oh.
we will announce our MVPs. Okay. That's
Okay.
fair. I was gonna
I
say this
know
is
who
my
I'm
first
picking.
casted match for
Yeah, same here.
Mortals, so or not even just Mortals for Mythos.
Yeah.
I'll continue my common trend that I had with Nebula, where I announce two MVPs, one being my primary vote, and then the second, which would be like my second MVP choice.
Hmm.
First one's gonna go to Ink Rush.
Hmm.
I mean, just lockdown DPS, lockdown Sombra, really good gameplay,
Hmm.
just all around really good. And following that, as much as I hate to put myself in a position where I can be called a glazer and everything like that, I got to give my second MVP to my podcast partner, Aphelion, Genji's Bay.
Yeah.
The Winston dive was just really oppressive for Osiris, and it really, it kept punishing them. It kept putting them in difficult positions and finding the value that it needed, especially with the help of the team around them.
Right. And I gotta agree. Those were gonna be the people that were on my chopping block for MVP. Whereas Genji Bay and Ink, they just played so well. They were just
Yeah.
like putting the pressure on them. Ink was just getting the necessary picks and opening fight and opening the door for Genji to be
Mhm.
able to do what they need to.
And I mean, I'll say it right now, just because it's something that I always feel like I should say, anyways. When it comes to MVP discussion and stuff like this, we're really just talking about like, okay, who had the biggest play or the biggest impact from what we can see. But
Hmm.
that doesn't factor into the behind the scenes thing where like DYS, for an example, they were pretty locked down on the tracer and then going to the Genji. So
Hmm.
in a lot of cases, even though we're saying, oh yeah, this is the MVP, and normally with the MVP, you see them with these huge plays and these play of the game moments and everything like that.
No, I'm
The
looking
MVP
for
at the same
who had
time
the
can
biggest
also be,
impact.
well, even if a person doesn't get an MVP vote, like DYS on that tracer being a lockdown tracer pick and then going to the Genji,
Mhm.
very well can be the one enabling these other players to put them in the spotlight for, where we're considering them for MVP voting. Maybe without DYS, the Sombra doesn't pop off as much as they did. So
Maybe without the short
even,
court backline, the
yeah, even without
Sombra
the
can
supports,
do.
everything like that. So even if as a player for a team you don't get an MVP vote, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not contributing to
Right,
a person getting that MVP, because at the same time, you can be enabling that person for the MVP. So,
100%.
I mean, that's yeah, that's kind of my closing remarks for MVPs and all of that. But
Just wanna say that was a
Aphrodite,
great first, our, uh, opening stream for week 2, it was a banger, so I am definitely excited for to see what other games have to offer.
oh, I am very excited. I mean, right off the bat, Aphrodite on the Mortal side will take a 3-0 victory, and we should have some more matches later on this week. I
Loki's
don't have the
earlier this
exact.
Loki's earlier this week took a 3-0 victory against Eros Desire for Ascendant.
Okay. So yeah, we should have some more streams coming this week. I don't have the schedule. Um so don't quote me on it.
Don't
Don't
send me
take it to
death
heart.
threats.
Yeah. Don't come knocking at my door upset if I'm wrong on that front, but we should have some more streams coming up as well. And yeah, it's going to be really fun to see. Congratulations to Aphrodite. And with that, I mean, I've kind of covered everything that I
Yep.
wanted to say. So this has been Caustic, your shout